Okay, so this Shabbat, it's going to be the reading of Parashat Beshalach, where the people of Israel, they leave Egypt and they finally do it, the big step. They actually leave the place and the splitting of the sea, which takes, the whole story takes about 56 verses, which is about 50% of the whole parasha, of the whole reading. So half of the reading is the splitting of the sea and everything that has to do with the drowning of the Egyptians. And then another 56 or 57 verses is other things, the rest of the story that happens and involves once they emerged out of the sea and continued in their voyage on their way to get the Torah, to get the Ten Commandments and the laws from God Himself on Mount Sinai. Fine. So just one question that perhaps doesn't usually get attention is that we all know that there were, it's known that there were 10 blows or 10 plagues on Egypt. It was blood and frogs and lice and all those 10 plagues. But then how come it stops after 10? Why 10 and why does it stop after 10? I mean, once those 10 blows were over, the peak of it being the killing of the firstborn, then that whole section ends, and then a new parasha, a new section begins, which is the parasha we're dealing with this Shabbat, Parashat Beshalach. But then the next step is that, again, Pharaoh's heart is hardened, and he chases after the Israelites that are now leaving with his people, and they drown. Thousands of Egyptians drown in the sea, because once the people of Israel, have the sea split, they go in, they don't drown, and they don't even sink in the mud. They emerge from the other side, and the Egyptians chase after them into the sea. Once they get into the sea, that's it. The splitting ends, and the sea goes back to the way it was before, and they all get drowned in a huge tornado, and that's it. There goes all those chariots and warriors and the Pharaoh and all the people that were with him. And it says that he took Pharaoh himself, took 600 of his best warriors, put them on chariots, and besides that, his people came with him. And even the way that it says that they came, in Hebrew you can say ito or imo. To come ito means you come with somebody. Practically, technically, you come with somebody. Imo is very close, but that M sounding, that more essential, innate M sounding, imo, means that you come with heart and soul. You're coming with someone with heart and soul. You're not dragged into it. It's not something technical. You're with him. One heart, one target. And indeed it says that his people came with him, imo, with their heart and soul, not just because they had to. And that perhaps gives us the answer already, because this is not, even though so many Egyptians died, and this is like the ending of the crumbling down of the Egyptian empire, but it's not considered one of the plagues. It's something it's an aftermath, but it foreshadows on all the 10 plagues, because if after those 10 plagues where they got all those blows on their gods, the god of the Nile, the god of the everything, and they must have realized that the God that the Israelites believe in is the real thing, is a mighty God. If he can do whatever he wants, and their beliefs and their gods cannot stand and have absolutely no say against this mighty God. I mean, here they have their Niles turning into blood. They have the frogs, they have the lice, they have animals, and even animals that they worshipped were just rampaging through their houses and everything, because the Israelite God said that this is what they're going to do, and people were dying and sicknesses and everything. So the forces of nature also are all under control of this almighty God of the Israelites. That has to be the real thing, and nothing else has anything to say or any stand against this real thing. But if after those 10 blows they still follow their king Pharaoh, imo, they're with him heart and soul, to chase after the Israelites, after this nation of slaves that they were used to having under their feet, and now even after there's 10 blows, they still chase after them. That means that those 10 blows, in a way, they didn't learn anything. In a way, they deserved it, and And this is not considered a blow because they could have perhaps avoided it if only they would have learned the lesson till now, that if there is this one Almighty God and this is what He wants, that this nation of slaves should not be slaves, but they are the chosen people to worship this God and to spread the belief in this God, and there's more to just being slaves and working for another nation. If they would have just internalized the truth, then they wouldn't have chased after the Israelites and they would not have been drowned. And that's that in itself shows where they stand today, which shows that they did not learn anything, and that is why they deserved all those 10 blows before. The 11th blow is not a blow, it just shows that the 10 blows, that the 10 plagues till now were justified, and they did not. Even it's unbelievable how they still did not learn the lesson. So hopefully we should. This is the parasha where the Israelites emerge from the ocean, from the sea, from the splitting of the seas, like a new people, and they see with their own eyes how the Egyptians that were their masters, they drown, and they see their bodies, just spilled into the beach afterwards, like into the land afterwards, and they realize this is only after seeing that they realize that's a closure, that's the end, and now that's it, new page, new voyage, new life. L'chaim.